thanks, not today. All right. So, what you think on grows? What is growing in our lives today? Justice, justice, justice is growing. Listen, friends, um, I'm a politically leftist person, and I'm not ashamed to say that. And I just want to say that America was based on defiance against tyranny. And I'm not totally in love with what we did to create this country, but we definitely did it to be in defiance against tyranny. And so when you see fascism, when you see tyranny, when you see dictatorship, when you see monarchy trying to spread its tentacles throughout our country, this country, you are obligated as an American citizen to fight against that tyranny on all fronts. Okay. We are all obligated in our own ways to fight against it. And that doesn't mean we all have to get out there in the streets and fight, but it does mean that we have to recognize where the tyranny is happening, and with our efforts, with our bodies, our words, our minds, our hearts, our efforts, we have to be against it. Okay. That's my soapbox for justice. Justice is coming in. Justice is swelling. It's growing on us. Okay. That when things fall severely out of balance, that's when justice comes in and says, no, this is what it's going to be. This is this is where we're going to draw the line in the sand.
Right. And I don't think that justice is necessarily going to be coming from the courts, although the courts are leveling out all sorts of, mandates and et cetera, but who's following them at this point? Like, what's really happening? I guess they did follow through with, bringing, I can't remember, bringing.
Oh, Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Abrego. Yes. Thank you. Bringing him back, and charging him, of course, but justice isn't just about, I think this is really about our systems, and that we're seeing that there's been no habeas corpus, there's been no due process, there has been, and that is exactly what tyranny is. You have to be able to, look your accuser in the eyes and be able to tell your side of the story. It is innocent until proven guilty in the United States of America. And we are being reminded that that's not what's happening right now,
Right.
And we're also like, in public opinion, we're also, it's being weighed out more so than ever, our justice and what's fair and what's not. And that's just, it's just too much.
Yeah.
I feel like our public opinion is, I feel like it's difficult to separate that, even if you're a Supreme Court judge, you know what I mean? So we're really looking at different ways to get justice, and the jailbreaks, the constant, like, we're going to continue to see the
jailbreak. I know.
And there was, I don't know if it was one of those people that escaped from the Louisiana jail, but he was just simply like, I didn't do this. These aren't my charges. This is not, I mean, and people just taking a run for it when they have a chance, because they're really worried about their life, about being just locked into a little, cube and being forgotten about. That's why, America, Border Patrol or whomever, taking people and putting them in a basement of a building without food and water, that is not America. That is not who we are. It is not what Jesus wants us to be or do. It is not anything that we stand for whatsoever in our country. So we shouldn't allow it to happen. Yeah.
Stuffing someone in a basement with no food or water is some plutonic stuff. Okay. That is just like leaving it up to fate to decide whether somebody lives or dies when you're not providing for them to even survive. That is not who we are in this country. So justice is coming in, friends, and it's going to blow up. When things fall out of balance, you see a strong reaction, and sometimes it feels like it gets more out of balance and more out of balance, and wobbles too far in one direction and then too far in the other. But what we're trying to do is sort of stabilize so that we feel safe to be in our country, right? They're not just going after illegal immigrants or undocumented people. They're going after people who are here seeking asylum, safety from their own countries, and they're going after actual U.S. citizens and people who are here legally. That's not who we are, and so that's what's coming up. Whew. Okay, so what's shrinking?
Shrinkage. Don't go in the pool,
Where's the shrinkage
guys.
at, friends? What is diminishing before our eyes this week? What is being restricted? What is being limited based on Saturn? Ooh, the Lovers, choice.
Ooh.
Having your choice. Okay, so this is why we need the justice to grow, because we are not getting to have our choice, okay? And choice definitely about women's health issues, definitely about queer people's health issues, but also choice being about like where we can live, where we can work, who we can consider to be our family, okay? We are being limited. That is being constricted. They're really literally trying to divide us and isolate us from one another. And we don't want to be isolated from one another, okay? We are stronger together. We are stronger as a group. We are stronger as a people when we work together, when we listen to each other, when we hold each other in high regard and work for one another's uplift. So
Yeah, what I see about that and what you were talking about is literally people who are worried about being deported, staying in their homes. Like people are creating human chains to get them from point A to point B,
mhm,
and it's enlisting like it is, finding our partnerships in our community. You know, Cheryl Crow came back to Kennett, Missouri because they deported someone from their town
mhm,
and the town got together and that person is back. They released them from jail.
yeah.
So, especially for you people in small towns, if you've got a celeb that's from your small town, that could definitely make a difference for you. But, yeah, this is what it's showing me. Like, we're really going to figure out what it is that, what is, what is lawful for us. And if we don't like it, then we're going to choose to act and we're going to partner together. We're going to come together as a community, like literally holding hands to keep people from being erroneously deported, just rounded up and taken off the streets like a kidnapping. For fuck's sake, America. Like,
FFS.
right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
So that is our reading for this week.
yes. So, what is it that you like about this week? What would you say is your favorite transit?
Oh, well, my favorite thing this week, really, and maybe that's mainly because I'm fiery anyway, but that Mars trining Chiron is my favorite thing this week because it's really being able to take action uh, to find some problem solving, to find some healing, to mend some fences.
Right.
It's really being like making it easy, even like graceful or easy to be gracious when we have an encounter that allows us to mend a
Mhm,
fence,
mhm,
or gives us an opportunity to mend a fence. So, look, there's a lot of division in the world right now. There's a lot of polarity. And, uh, you know, we have to be able to work together, not just with the people who, agree with us 100%, but the people who agree with us 50% and the people who agree with us 10%. I have to be able to work together with the guy that lives across the street who definitely did not vote the way I voted in the last election. Okay. Because that's my neighbor, that's my community. And, I need my community's support and my community needs my support. So, I love that we have this ability to just take action, and in taking action find some healing, solve some problems. I think it's about getting an experience even that helps you see that things are not like they were before.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
are not like they were before, and I do agree with you there. I agree that there's an experience. I thought it was funny, because I often don't hear people discuss Mars as being gracious. Mars always gets a really bad rap, like Mars is militant or Mars is warlike, but Mars can also be very gracious and kind and giving, um,
Mhm.
you know, just depending on.
Under favorable circumstances, yes.
Yes.
Mars
Yes.
rules Aries, which is my sun sign. And, like Aries are known for being a little bit aggressive, assertive, sort of leap before you look kind of people. But we're also really known as being very chill and very loyal. It really kind of depends on, how comfortable we feel in our environment, whether we think that there's something that we need to resist or fight against, or, some goal that has to be taken care of. Or if there's not, then then we are where we are, and we're happy to just chill and enjoy the company of the people we keep close, just like Venus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
of course.
Okay, so I guess we're all donesies for today.
Mhm.
So, hey, thank you so much for joining us today. We are the Roses. My name is Jennifer Rose, and that is Mel Rose, astrologer. Please, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and hit that notification bell. And we would love to know what your sun sign is. So if you would put your sun sign down in the comments, that would be great, just so we could see who all's watching, and maybe even, point some content your direction if you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to talk to us about who you are. But we love interacting with you, and we really appreciate you spending your time here with us, listening to us talk about astrology. And we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time when we talk about the astrology for the week ahead.
Mhm. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for joining us, friends. We will catch you in the next video.